On December 21st of 2023, I celebrated my 51st birthday. It's a strange feeling when you're older than half a century. I can remember being in my 20s and seeing guys in their 50s and thinking, man, those guys are really old. And now I'm the old guy out riding Harley Davidson motorcycles. Not only am I getting older, but my children are getting older and have moved out and started their own lives. You can see the effects of time on our parents and those we hold dear. But as we think about and ponder on the inescapable tragedies, the suffering that happens in life no matter what, and the absolutely unavoidable fact that someday we will all take our last breath, there's still much to be thankful for. For my birthday this year, my wife and my children planned a night out in downtown Chattanooga. We went to this really cool bar called the Unknown Caller. You know, it's one of those swanky speakeasies that's becoming so popular. You had to know a password to get in. We were kindly greeted, and they put us in this huge, comfy booth. The bar was dimly lit with a neon pink-purple hue, and so me and the family, well, we just kicked back and had a few cocktails and a lot of laughs. All right, y'all. So, I'm currently drinking a Feliz Navidad. This has vodka, lemon, cranberry, and hard cider, and it is delicious. Winnie?
Yes.
What did you get?
Ultimate Espresso Martini.
And Brittany got the martini as well. Ben, what are you drinking?
I don't remember what it's called.
But turn it around.
What is it? Oh, Bud.
It's like in a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, hold on.
It says Patron.
For my second round, I'm having the Ebenezer Booze. It is butter. It is brown butter, mellowed corn, rye whiskey, house-made chai, vanilla syrup, and bitters. And it is oh so delicious.
Delicious.
All right, what are these, Winnie?
Spiced hot chocolate with rum.
Spiced hot chocolate rum.
In a Santa cup with marshmallow. They're for real toasted. Some good stuff. Oh wow. If you have the means, I highly recommend it.
The night carried on for a while. More drinks, more laughs, and everybody had a wonderful time. But soon, it was time to head out and go back to the house.
See ya.
Boom!
Cheers.
Come on, give me some. Boom! Yeah! Let's mosey. The name of this bar is Unknown Caller in downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. Be sure to go and check it out.
Where did we park? That way.
I love you. I love you.
I love these people so much. I just can't imagine what life would be without them. And I can't imagine me not being here with them. Now let's go back to November of 2020, and I'll tell you a bit about what happened to my wife and I when a driver ran a red light and changed our lives forever. Well, the day started out like any other. It was a beautiful day and the sky was blue, and my wife and I decided to get the bike out and go downtown. We found this glass blowing business where you could create your own Christmas ornaments, and it was getting close to Christmas time, and we thought, what a great idea. It could be a date activity for us. We could make something for friends and family, and so we got the bike out and we headed that direction.
We headed downtown. I remember us going down Shoretail Springs Road, and we were videoing, so we were talking back and forth on the Sennas.
There's some parts of this story that I remember and some parts that I don't. My wife has a better vivid memory of all this than I do, especially right at the very first.
And I remember I had a camera here, and I was holding the camera, videoing us, and then the light turned green, and I remember you letting off the clutch, and then I remember seeing a car, and in my mind thinking, he's not stopping. And then the next thing I remember, it was like, I was like, this is a weird feeling. What's going on? And I was actually rolling across the pavement. And that's when I realized we had had the wreck. And I just saw you laying in the middle of the road. That's the first thing I remember. And I saw the bike off to the side. And then people were running up to you, and I thought you were dead. I rolled across the pavement. I looked up. You were laying in the middle of the road. I jumped up and I ran, and I remember hearing this on the video when we watched it afterwards, that I just screamed, for you.
Soon after that, I remember paramedics showing up, but I was just in so much excruciating pain, and I didn't know why. All I knew is that I could not breathe.
So they took us, and they were supposed to take us to Erlanger, and they got a call and said, no, there's a change of plans. They were taking us to Memorial. I think it was Memorial. It was closer, and there was combat vets on staff there, and so they wanted to take you there. So we rode there. That's when I called the kids, and I asked them to get to the house to take care of the dogs. And then I called my dad and told my dad we'd been in a wreck, and I called your mom. And so I made those calls in the ambulance and told him I don't know anything. He's alive, he just says he can't breathe, so we don't know what's happening.
I remember getting to that first hospital. I'm not even sure which one it was here in Chattanooga, to be honest with you, but I remember getting to that first hospital. While they were waiting for some of the test results to come through, they put me in a waiting room, and one of the nurses or physicians, I'm not even sure, but he was in there with me, and we were just making small talk and that type of thing. I remember Winnie arriving, coming in the room. He said, I'm gonna give you guys some time alone. And so he left the room. It was just me and her. And somehow I thought that he knew more than what he was telling me. I figured there was some horrible internal injury that I had that was going to be my demise. And so Winnie and I had God, I'm not going to make it through this. So Winnie and I had a few minutes alone in this room, just me and her. And I don't remember the detail of the conversation, but I do remember thinking, how's she going to get through this? I'm going to be gone. How is she going to get through this? How is my mother going to get through this? Who's going to take care of our children? Who's going to take care of our dog? I did have 9 broken ribs, all on the left side, a broken collarbone on the left side. All of that had to be, well, not the ribs, but the collarbone had to be repaired surgically, and that was, I'm here to tell you, that was rough.
Our friends from work brought over food for us. They cooked for us. They sent us food. So, I really couldn't walk for 2 weeks. And then, my family was waiting to come down till we needed them. And so the people that we've worked with provided all the food that we needed, so I didn't have to worry about cooking. And it was just, the amount of people that came to take care of us and to help us out was amazing.
And thank God for family and friends who stepped in and took care of me, took care of Winnie when we were absolutely unable to take care of ourselves. I will be forever indebted to those people, to my mom, to Winnie's mom and dad, so many other people who are unnamed, but I'll never forget your kindness. Well, the healing from the wreck took time, but it did happen. You know, you would think that that would be enough for one family to go through, but in January of 2021, my best friend, constant companion, and family member, Dixie, well, she passed away from a long battle with heart disease. These two issues back to back were almost too much for Winnie and I to take, and losing Dixie was taking a massive toll on me. The grief, the loss, all of it was just so overwhelming, and all that I really wanted to do was get back on a motorcycle again. I remember the day in the conversation really well. Winnie and I decided to get out of the house for a little bit, hop in the truck, go pick up a cup of coffees at Starbucks, and find a place to park and have a chat. It was getting late, starting to get dark, and well, we really needed to have an unfiltered conversation about where our lives were going. I remember two things specifically about that conversation. I remember telling her, for starters, that I needed that part of my life back to restore some type of mental health. I needed to get back on a motorcycle again. And number two, I remember telling her this, is that if we were going to decide that we were never going to ride a motorcycle again, that was our decision. The person who hit us, the person who ran that red light, he took that decision away from us. And I just did not want to let that happen. That if I was going to call it and say no more motorcycles, that was going to be up to me, and that was going to be up to Winnie, and not what someone did to take that away from us. And damn, y'all, I have a great wife because she agreed. So yes, I am riding again, riding with a new purpose, riding with a thankful heart. I have learned, oh man, I have learned to cherish moments that I would otherwise just let pass by. And I think that's one of the reasons that moments are created to be cherished, is because they're temporary and they don't last forever. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not all puppy dogs and ice cream. After 51 years, there is a lot that I have learned. But there's even more that I need to learn. And so I'm just like you, and I am just like everybody else, that I have bad days, and I try my best to make it through those bad days and look forward to the good ones. I'll tell you this, loss can be a great teacher. And there are so many lessons that I have learned that I would have never, ever chosen for myself. But more than anything, I have learned that life is so short, so very short. So make it sweet.